Welcome to the Flynn Effect podcast, where we dive deep into all things culture, industry news, and history, all with the goal of helping our clients perform better. Yeah, what are we going to fight over the microphone? We can each have a microphone, Heather. Calm down. How was your time without me?
Terrible.
No, I'm being serious. Did you enjoy it? Did you find the job fun?
Oh, yes. So I did find the job fun. I found the podcast fun.
Yeah.
I got to solve a few problems.
Okay.
In the agency and not text you. So that's always fun. But no, we missed you, but it was good. And it was a nice 3 months. But doing the podcast was definitely one of those things that finding the content is the hardest part, and getting people to not be nervous, even though everyone here was so good on camera. They just think they're not.
And I think the whole rip the Band-Aid thing off is what works best, is just throwing it on the calendar and being this is so low pressure. We're just going to sit here and talk. Yeah. You don't, again, my postpartum hair loss is going wild. You don't really notice the cameras or Craig once we're actually into it, you're just having a conversation. So I think it tends to work out just fine on that front. Yeah. I have caught up on Kristen so far. I have to go back and watch because I know you guys were playing Bean Boozled.
Yeah, so you might catch on quick. It took them a little while to realize I wasn't doing Bean Boozled with them. So I got away with that with Paul and Shannon of not actually doing it. And then Kristen did call me out on it.
Well, so maybe we should play, but I'm kind of scared. I've done that before, and they're foul.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And Craig did cut out. I mean, Paul and I sat here for a good minute or two while he gagged on one of them.
It's in Hot Ones. They're do you need ice cream?
Yeah.
Do you need milk?
It's just Paul gagging and me cackling. And Craig cut it down to, 10 seconds. So it wasn't awkward.
Except if I hear somebody gag, I'm going to gag.
Yeah.
Except for my children, because they're just disgusting. Speaking of which, thank you for covering everything while I was off. Yeah, I had the best time. My first maternity leave was a little bit more stressful for a myriad of reasons, and also you're just as a first-time parent, I think more nervous, and you don't know what you're doing, and all of those things that they say are true. And then for me, the second time was second nature, rolled right into it, was so happy, just in the best little newborn bliss bubble. So much so that I was oh my God, I can't believe it's over. I can't believe I had to go back to work. Yeah. But I'm on my third week back now, and I would say I'm catching a rhythm. It does take a second to figure out even your schedule, and now having 2 children and what that looks like, trying to get out the door in the morning with one that has to go to daycare and all of those things. But I had a wonderful time. Yeah. Poppy's the best. She's such a good little baby.
Well, you got to actually enjoy some time. So Real Housewives of Rhode Island came out while you were on maternity leave. So did you get to watch it all?
Yeah, and I watched in real time. I was actually, it was the days of yesteryear where I was I would catch up the next day. I go to bed at 8:30 because I have children getting up all night. But in the morning, I'd be okay, I'm going to have my coffee, hold my baby for her first nap, and catch up on all these crazy gals. And let me tell you, I had a great time. I caught up on OC, Rhode Island. There's now New York is coming back, and Carol Radziwill joined. She's one of the, not an actual OG, but first 5 seasons. Can't wait for that. The amount of content that I watched, absurd, absolutely absurd. I got through so many TV shows and movies that I've been intending to get through, because a lot of times I was holding her for a 2-hour nap, and so you just lock in. So I feel very culturally relevant and up on my pop culture at the moment. And actually the stories that I have selected for us to talk about today, kind of tap into those things. They're just girly, swirly things. And one thing I learned about myself on leave is I am, if nothing else, I am a girly swirly. I basic things. Okay. I like Diet Coke. I like to go on a walk and listen to a podcast. I love Bravo. I love Dunkin. And now I'm really into Mahjong. I was just talking about buying a set. And let's bring back girly things being cool, I know. Let's not make fun of the girls for liking the girl stuff.
Yeah, the basic became a bad term forever.
I am basic, and I'm proud.
So basic.
and I'm proud of it. It's fun to be basic.
Yeah.
You know what else I'm into? Needlepoint. Okay.
Oh, I haven't gotten into that.
Here's the best thing. Like you buy the mats or whatever they're called that they're like all like snarky little sayings, you know, it's so funny. It's not like I'm like needle pointing like a dog's portrait. It's like you shuffle, I'll pour, which is a mahjong thing. So
there you go.
Anywho.
No,
I'm going to bring all my new hobbies to the agency and teach everybody how to do the basic things. But
I've got to bring you some of like, you'll love like the basic 9-year-old girl stuff I have at my house, like the gem art.
Okay, so
I love
is that
a gem
where you
art.
like you hit it with like it's like a diamond tip kind of
diamond
thing,
tip thing, and then you put it.
Yes, my niece does that.
You make all these beautiful pictures.
It's like color by number, relaxing, but with gems.
Yes, so relaxing.
That kind of stuff is nice because it's like a mindless little thing. It's something to do with your hands. And I'm gonna make this sound like it's like, you know, serious, even though it's not. It's supposed to be fun. But we work in a creative industry. Like it is a creative outlet. These are fun little things to do. Yeah. That like can quiet your mind sometimes too, and not have to be like so serious.
Yeah. Well, I think as you get older, you also realize like. When we used to have Legos in the office and everyone was putting together the adult Lego sets, I'm like, I don't have time for this. This is so silly.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why are adult Lego sets so expensive? I want to do one every week. I would have like a basement full of random like houses and stuff if I could.
It's fun to do stuff with your hands and to create and all of those things. Like, and we're so lucky that we get to create stuff all the time here, but sometimes going back to the basics is nice too. Back to the basics. Fun. Like who does that? Target?
I don't know.
I feel like it's like a big campaign.
Know, but I don't know.
All right. Well, today we are going to be talking about some basic-esque things and big brand type things. So I've been seeing some campaigns going on in these past couple of weeks. I sent you a couple of articles, and I thought we could just kind of share thoughts. Nothing groundbreaking, just some reactions, really.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. So first off, we're going to talk about the Gap x Hailey Bieber collaboration, which dropped now, I believe it was last week. And I'll just like read a quick little summary of it. Gap is doubling down on 90s nostalgia with a new limited edition denim collection created with Hailey Bieber. The campaign leans into the decade that inspired Bieber's personal style while updating Gap's heritage through modern fits, social-first storytelling, and a celebrity who already has a genuine credibility in fashion. So it's just another example of a legacy big brand leaning into that like nostalgia. Or I hear some people referring to it as like nostalgia because 90s is also huge right now in terms of just like everything that once was cool is cool again. But I think it's a really interesting one. One, I just like the way that they made the product fit. So essentially what they did is called the Hailey jean. It's a style or a cut from 1996, which is the year she was born. So it's not like she was like rocking these jeans exactly, but baggy low-rise cuts are back. And so they were like, okay, well, how can we make this work? And it seems very genuine to me. Like whenever she's photographed or they're at like music festivals or whatever, that is the type of clothing that they're actually wearing. So it's not like, you know, she was just looking for a big paycheck. But I feel like Gap has been doing that a lot. Like there was that big Cat's Eye collaboration. There was this one. I think they had like Parker, what is her name? Parker Posey?
Parker Posey, yeah.
Yeah, which was like a callback to an older campaign in the 90s as well. Like they're leaning in hard to the nostalgia piece.
Well, I think it's interesting because Gap, in my mind, was kind of dead 10 years ago. And they've done a really, really good job of reinvigorating themselves with the younger generation. Right. And I think what was really interesting to me about the Hailey Bieber collection is, one, they didn't try to create 25 different SKUs. They just did, I think two. I think it's two. It looks like something she actually would just wear. So it was her style. But it seems like she's actually a fan of the Gap. And it almost feels like there's, every once in a while you get that influencer campaign where you're like, maybe they're not even paying them because they seem so into it. And that's what this one feels like, is something where you would believe a story if Hailey told you, I have a pair of Gap jeans and I just called someone over there and told them I'd love to work on something. And they bit. So it's just very authentic and not trying to just, who's a hot celebrity, mash them into the style or the brand.
I agree with that. And it's like her level of celebrity also does match with the level of awareness there is around Gap, right? Like she's been proven to be able to push product. Like I have some of the Rhode skincare stuff. It's really nice stuff. And it was acquired last year from by Elf Beauty for $1 billion. I know. Like
she's so rich.
She's got it. Yeah. I saw that figure and was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's wild now how you can, build brands off of followings like that. But she has a very loyal following of people who really believe in what she believes in. And I would imagine, I mean, hopefully they'll, put out some sort of figures publicly, but I'd love to see how much denim they're actually pushing.
I saw something that said they were selling out like in the Times Square location. They were sold out in hours.
Oh my gosh.
And then they did a quick restock and that sold out again. So it seems like the denim's actually selling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it just matches her personality. The Gap matches Hailey Bieber's personality. And that, like you said, she's at music festivals. She's just low key.
Cool, kind of chill.
She's just, she's clocking it on during whatever the Grammys.
Fingers, yes. No, I'm with you.
But it just fits her style. She's just not, she's not a Kardashian in trying to get every piece of paparazzi exposure she can. She's just there and she is who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I liked that one. And again, because I felt like it was like a good equal match.
Right.
Now on the opposite end of that spectrum is the Dunkin X Parke collab that came out last week. So this might be super niche, and that's kind of like what I want to ask you about. So I don't actually follow Chelsea Parke. Chelsea Parke is an influencer. I do believe she has at least a few 100,000 followers, but she has built this sort of like merch brand, right, called Parke. So you've probably seen, especially like Gen Z girls in this mock neck sweater that it says Parke, which is their last name, really big across the front. It seems like everybody has one. And they do collaborations with other brands. Now, somehow they ended up doing a collaboration with Dunkin, which to me is like amazing. But I was thinking about it more and more as I saw it, and I was like, okay, I'm the target demo for this. Like, I'm going to Dunkin multiple times a week. First of all, it's on my way to work and it has a drive-through. But second of all, when they partnered with Sabrina Carpenter for the brown sugar shaken espresso, I got absolutely hooked. It's so sweet. It's so bad for you. It's so good. And so like they've done these little collaborations or activations, if you will, that I think are bringing in more and more people because I didn't see it. I happened to go through Dunkin', the drive-through the day that it dropped, that it was coming.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it advertised anywhere. I think it was more of like an online social push on the Parke account and on Dunkin's like social platforms, especially Instagram and TikTok. And then, next thing you know, I'm buying a Dunkin X Parke sweatshirt that sold out 2 minutes later. Is it in the mail? Yeah, it is. And I'm going to wear it next time that we talk. And I'm so excited. Like, it has a donut on the sleeve. I can't.
Yeah. Well, I think the interesting thing is, so I didn't know who Chelsea Parke was until I read the article on Dunkin', but I knew what Parke was.
Right.
So I didn't realize it was a human person. I just thought it was a brand. So I had seen the sweatshirt that everyone has, kind of exclusive, kind of expensive for what it is.
Yeah, it's like $100.
But people ate it up. Yeah. And, all the girlies have it. So it was interesting to me to find out it was a person that's her last name and she's an influencer. But I think what was really interesting as I read about this is, to your point, it is very niche and it's almost, I think the community around Parke is more the story than Chelsea Parke herself.
Sure.
And so that's a piece of it where Gap went after an influencer in Hailey Bieber. This is more almost like a brand collaboration and going after a very niche community.
Right.
But like you said, it makes sense.
But a very engaged community.
Right. A very engaged community, and it's the right community for Dunkin'.
They're getting up, they're getting their iced coffee, they're throwing on their Pilates outfit with their Parke sweatshirt over it. It's like, it's very like TikTok culture, like you've got a claw clip in your hair, like you can picture it.
Exactly.
And they're doing a good job of leaning right in.
Yes. And I think you asked me right before we started this, and it was like, Yeah, I'm not a Dunkin' girl. And I think, though, that is a piece of it is these different, all the different coffee shops kind of have their own thing. So I used to be a Starbucks girly.
Okay, me too.
Then now I'm in my, I need to support local business because if I'm getting coffee, like I actually kind of feel guilty if I go to Starbucks or Dunkin'.
Now you're going to make me feel bad.
I know. So now I'm
Where
one
are you
of
going?
those. There's a cute little coffee shop in Spencerport by my house. It's just called like Main Street Coffee.
Is it good?
It is good.
That was a long pause. Don't clip that, Craig.
Yeah. No, don't. We're not putting down small businesses. No, it's good. It is good, but it's very different. So kind of to the point of I mentioned like Dunkin', part of it is the shaken espresso. Those type of things are super sweet. And I'm not a sweet coffee drinker. I like sweets, but not in my coffee. And I think the local coffee shops are much more of a strong espresso taste to it.
Coffee forward.
Yes. If I get a latte, it's coffee forward latte, maybe a little sugar-free syrup, but that's going to be it. So I think that's the difference where I do think if you go to Starbucks or Dunkin', it tastes sweet and delicious and it's like a dessert.
Yeah. And or you can say like, I want one less pump of the flavor or whatever it is. Like there's this new menu item. I think it's called a peanut butter Dunkin' latte, which on its face, I was like, what? And now everybody keeps posting videos about it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to try it, but it's supposed to be very, very sweet. So everyone's saying get one less pump. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just this little bit of a resurgence happening of like these little moments throughout your day where you can be taking care of yourself, if you will. And coffee and iced coffee is now like one of those things that, everybody's got their thing, their way of doing it.
And I think it's funny how loyal people are because I will say like if my husband and I are together traveling or something, he hates Starbucks coffee. And he's a black coffee, guy. And so he will try and find a Tim Hortons. And we have, on multiple occasions, we will stop because they're usually right next to each other. Yeah. We'll go to Starbucks and Tim Hortons.
Well, to each their own.
Yes.
And actually, Tim Hortons is opening almost across from the Dunkin' Donuts on 96 that I pass every day. And I'm like, and it's also a drive-through, which was the original reason why I switched is because I had Grayson and I was like, I don't want to lug him inside the Starbucks every time because there's not a drive-through on the way here. I mean, it's first world problems, you know what I'm saying? But it is funny how it drives behavior and adoption of, things that you might do multiple times a week.
Yeah. And the interesting part is, so the coffee shop in the little suburb I live in is actually not a drive-through. Yeah. So I don't go there that often during the work week. But if I do, the one convenient thing is it's on-street parking and it's usually not that busy in the morning. So you can just pull in front, run back out, and my car's pointing the right way to keep going.
There you go.
So, the things that really matter. If I had to turn around and park and...
It does matter.
It wouldn't happen.
Yeah. No, it does. But yeah, I think that they did a really nice job. And they also leaned into this whole like scarcity marketing thing. Parke is always limited drops because it is a small run brand with a small team, right? So, and I don't know how much inventory they're actually pushing. Like it could be a lot smaller than I think it is in my head, but because they're putting out something new like almost every month. But yeah, I mean, it was a really fun way. And they had part of that activation is they had these like limited edition tumblers that if you got the specialty drink that was associated with it, you would get the tumbler. They did that when the Wicked movie came out. They've done that with lots of other, brand activations before, but it was a really quick one. It was just really a day, I think, where it was a big deal, and probably was huge for Parke. So I love seeing stuff like that.
And there's a couple other interesting ones, like Target has always been limited drop, and they've done that for years. Oh my gosh, probably 15, 20 years. But they seem to be floundering a lot with this lately. I was Roller Rabbit.
Yes, I saw that.
Out in the spring, I think it was. And I went the day it came out. I went at like 10 a.m. to see what they had. And I didn't even need to. I don't think anyone had touched anything yet that day.
And also a lot of it was ougle.
Yes. And I was like, oh, this is not
that was not a good drop.
So it just ended up being not a good drop. Yeah. And then, 4 weeks later, they have a bunch of the stuff on clearance,
Yeah.
which never would have happened 5-10 years ago
totally
with any
agree.
of their drops. But they ended up putting that all on.
I think part of that with Target is it's like they're using this whole like scarcity market, like or scarcity marketing, like limited time drop thing, but they're doing it with major brands like every 2 weeks. If you're just doing it 6 times a year, people really do think of it like that. But the way that the cadence at which they're doing it now, it kind of feels like, well, there's going to be something next week that's also cool.
Yeah. And it used to be they would do it with like Isaac Mizrahi.
Yeah.
Now I'm dating myself. But they had a big drop with him years ago, and that was a huge deal. But his dresses cost thousands of dollars. So you were getting a $40 dress.
Or like, wasn't there a DVF one?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it was like DVF. So these were $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 dresses, designs that you could get for $40. Now it's like, okay, so you're going to put out Roller Rabbit. You're going to get greedy.
Yeah.
I can go buy a pair of pajamas for $80, $90, or I can go to Target and buy it for $50.
Right.
And I know it's not the same quality. And like you said, a lot of it was ougle. So it just kind of was one of the ougle. So it's just kind of one of those where I feel like they've been flopping a lot on the partnerships and influencer type things. And they've got a lot of other boycotts and things going on with DEI and different missteps that they've made.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I will. And they're Starbucks. Maybe if they threw a Dunkin in there, more people would go.
Well, no, because Target's still, it's still the
like
audience is 40 plus moms, I feel like, for Target.
Though? Because like I would say in the last 10 years, the first 5 years, I was way more into Target than I am now. Like I've really sort of moved away. Although I guess I go buy kids clothes. Like I do go for kids stuff.
They have the best kids clothes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're winning me over. You're winning me over.
So it's one of those where I shop there instead of Walmart, but it's not like I am in love with the brand.
Got it. Well, 2 great influencer activations on very different scales, but some fun stuff to see out there in the world. And then, last thing in terms of like just current things, because I feel like we've actually been chatting for a little while.
I know. Well, you've been gone for 3
Craig's
months.
bored to tears.
Yeah, Craig.
Is the Coca-Cola rebrand, which is not so much of a rebrand as much as it is an effort to more consistently use the existing brand.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I like the consistent use now of the logo, colors. It looks like one brand because it didn't before. But I think they took it too far from a visual perspective, because if you look at it now, we joke about Dunkin and Starbucks and people liking their sugar. Sugar soda is like, people will eat a cake before they'll drink one sugary soda, at least the girlies. And so it's kind of interesting because now it's challenging to see, like, is it Diet Coke? Is it zero? Oh no, did I get the zero cherry cola?
Right.
Or is it just cherry cola?
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be some confusion, and I don't know that it will diminish sales. I think it just may create some frustration from people
while they're shopping. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really fair point. People shop with their eyes. When I go through the soda aisle, that is the first thing I'm looking for, is that silver Diet Coke box.
Right.
So is that going away?
That's what it seems like. Everything's going red.
Like everything Coke Zero and Coke was going to go.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That'll be interesting.
That will be the question, because if Diet Coke goes red,
I feel like that's
what are you going to do?
That has a whole other talk about it, like a separate online following. I mean, people are obsessed.
Right.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting to see. I've seen a lot of designers on LinkedIn saying that from a visual system perspective, they think it's a really awesome evolution, that the work looks really great. And even just like the way that the agency did the flat lay for the press release, they did a really great job. Obviously, like Coca-Cola's agency is probably fantastic at what they do. But I guess it'll remain to be seen on what that now looks like across the board, because they advertise in so many different places. So maybe the consistency will be good. Although who doesn't know Coca-Cola?
I think from a design system, though, like you said, that's what I think our designers propose every single time we have something is, the same system across, and it never works. And brands end up keeping, well, we have to keep this blue for this brand or this for this product. And so I think this is like a win for the art director community. So
it's true.
They're all happy.
It's true. Yeah, a return to some simplicity, I suppose. All right. Well, yeah, we've been chit-chatting for a little while, so we're going to save it for another episode. But I'm happy to be back. Yeah. I'm so grateful that you took the torch forward while I was gone. Thank you for keeping all of the many, many people who tune in every single week entertained.
I mean, I still didn't get the call from, like Unwell Network or anything, so I'm a little upset about that. But
maybe Dear Media is going to call you. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, many, many thanks. And we're going to have a lot of fun this back half of the year. We're going to start doing some more fun content stuff to go along with our podcasts as well. So thanks so much. And don't forget to tune in every other week. Like and subscribe.